Welcome to Shortcuts for Your Soul, Monday edition. My name is William Michael Forbes. I'm a spiritual medium, a channel, and an intuitive life coach. And I was told to label this, God is within you right now. And that's the way it was actually phrased to me in my consciousness. God is within you right now. And this is a very fascinating consideration because science and theology have been at juxtapositions to each other, trying to conceptualize or comprehend this deity, this intelligence, this consciousness that's called God. And the goal here today is to at least provoke some thinking in your mind, some awareness in your consciousness that there is something more to you than what you think there is, and something even beyond that which you think. To be able to make the distinction between what the name God is and what it is being is important. One must be experienced, the other can only be conceptualized. From the perspective of conceptualization, you cannot truly know if God actually exists. If you function exclusively from the perception that your five physical senses are the only ways and means for identifying and clarifying and understanding and comprehending what reality is, then you will not understand that God is within you now. Right now. This is fascinating. So, how do you know this intelligence, this what theology calls all-knowing, all-powerful, and everywhere present intelligence is within you right now? How can you actually know that? And you only have two authorities that are generally known that you can go to, but there is one authority greater than these other two. And the two that we first refer to are science and theology, each of which has their own way of comprehending what is often referred to as God. This understanding from science is that there is a source that is the cause to all things that are observable to the five physical senses, and that this source is called energy. Science has determined that this energy cannot be created, nor can it be destroyed, but that it can be weighed and it can be measured, it can be observed. But again, science recognizes, or is at least beginning to recognize, that there's something beyond what the senses and the instrumentations that science has developed, that there is something beyond that. And as technology evolves and is developed in the pursuit of seeking to understand that which is unknown to become known, because that which is unknowable can become known. This has been demonstrated many times over the last 150 years in this civilization's manifestation. That which is unknown can become known. Very simple examples are radio waves were unknown and now they are known. X-rays were unknown and now they are known. There are many things now that were unknown that are known, because your pursuit to know that which you do not will reveal that which you do not, because you seek to know it. Seek and you shall find. And so science discovers this substance called energy. And in their pursuit of the smallest particle, they have not found the smallest particle. They keep finding smaller and smaller and smaller particles, because there is no end to small. And they look and see in the skies above great stars that would engulf entire galaxies in some cases, stars so vast, so far beyond human comprehension, but they now see them. There is no biggest. This goes on into infinity. And so science is still looking to understand then what makes all of this, and they call that substance that is responsible for all that is perceptible, the great and the small, energy. They call it energy. This is what your science calls energy. And so the theologian, on the other hand, says God is the invisible spirit. It is all-knowing. It is all-powerful. It is everywhere present. It has made all that you can observe with your senses, all that is pleasing to your eyes and to your ears, did God make for you to see and to hear and to perceive. And what we observe is that what science calls energy, your religion calls God. They are one and the same thing. But that merely establishes that the two great authorities available to your lives while in those physical bodies agree in principle that the same thing is everywhere, all-powerful, and therefore all-knowing, because it is everywhere. Energy is everywhere. So it must be all-knowing. But that these two great extensions of consciousness, science and theology, because they are merely extensions, simply have different names for one and the same thing. But how does this lead you to understand that God is within you? Now, we would simply say to you, take your hand, either hand, and place it over your chest and feel that wondrous instrument inside that body in which you find yourself, that wonderful instrument, that beating heart that circulates that blood. And there is a spark of energy measurable to our senses as the beating heart, but there's a spark somewhere that stimulates the effect of that heart to beat. And your science seeks to trace that spark to its source. And they've traced it to places in what you call the physical brain that sends a signal to the heart to cause it to function a certain way. And we simply say to that scientist, well then, sir, where did that spark in the brain originate? And the scientist says, we do not know. I do not know. But I know that it exists. And so the realm of science, well, it can show us the phenomena. It cannot reveal the being. But the being is within you. And how can you know that it is? Simply from the beating of your heart. How can you know that it is simply within the beating of your heart? Is that all? And then they come up with this new discovery called the perception of energy fields, that your body actually is encompassed by a field of electrical energy. What you call your Eastern religions call these bodies, energy bodies, different fields around the body that can radiate out and differ in degree and intensity, some of them saying that they correlate to what you call the energy centers or chakras in the body, that these fields around the body match that is within the body. And science can now measure the space and the change around the body when certain events occur within the mind of the individual. There's very specific changes in photonic movement, in electronic movement around the body. The invisible is gradually being made visible. And so, how can you know that God is within you? Simply from the beating of your heart. If you contemplate on that beating heart and you seek to follow where that heartbeat comes from, you do not need to know where to look if you are seeking, because you will find it. But if you consider that question, what is causing my heart to beat? What is causing my heart to beat? Then it would also be a very simple stretch to consider that if your heart is beating and you do not know what is beating it, but something is doing that, then there is something that is beyond what you know that is giving that body life, allowing you to experience life in that body. And are you not experiencing life in that body right now? You can examine this motion, this rhythm in your heart. You can examine it, but to experience it is different. To experience what is examined, to move your awareness into the vibration of that beating heart, to feel its vibration and not simply the mechanics of its movement. If you examine only the mechanics of an object, then you will only understand the object, but you will not understand that which animates it. So go into the vibration, the sensation, not the movement of the physical heart, but the sensation of its movement, that pulse of energy that comes from within it. Can you go into the very center of that heart and rest your awareness there? Can you allow yourself to feel and experience the fact that there is this intelligence beating your heart right now, that it gives itself to your body, and that you get to experience life through that body, indicates clearly the level of worth and value that you have to this intelligence, to what you would call God, or what you might call energy. Considers that each and every one of you is an extension worthy of receiving it, that you can receive this life, even if you would choose to deny this life, even if you were to choose to say, I don't like this life, it still gives it to you in spite of your potential rejection of it. What do you think would happen if you accepted it? If you accepted the life that is given to you, to really accept it, to feel it, seeking to push its way through you into this world, that you can ennoble it and demonstrate it as no other can, as there is no other body like that body that you are in. There is no other. And you are each uniquely positioned to offer a perspective and an expression of this God, this energy within you, that no other can. But it requires that you become accepting of it. While many of you seek to find acceptance in this world from the world, within you is something that is accepted, that you are worthy of its life, and that you may express it any way you choose. And even if you choose to deny it, it will still give you life. You cannot take that life away. And so this God within you, and it's interesting because using this word often evokes fear in those who do not understand anything other than what science or theology define for you as to what God is. Suffice it to say that right now, the only definition of God you need to understand is the fact that it is giving you life. It is beating your heart. It loves you. It offers its life to you in every breath in every step, in every action, in every thought. Its life is in all things, in all spaces, places, and times. And even you that would deny it, it is in you too. Even if you deny it, it is within you too. Even in the act of denial, that life is still within you, exercising your right to deny and in agreement with you. And so the question then becomes, if this God is within me, what now? If God is within me right now, what should I do? What should I be? This is a question many of you ask. What am I here to do and be? And the answer to that question is anything that you want to, even if you were to deny me. Anything you would want to, even if you were to deny me. And so you see that you can be and do anything, and it will allow you to. It does this all the time, in every moment, in every breath. But there are only two ways in which you can experience the expressions of this life, this energy, this God. Only two ways, and you can only go one way at a time. You cannot go both ways at the same time. There is the way in which you call that which is good, and the way in which you call that which is evil. You can go one of those two ways. At any moment, you can be an expression of good or an expression of evil. And again, we find ourselves asking you to consider that the words good and evil are simply descriptors of information that can be experienced as good and what can be experienced as not good. Evil is that which is an expression that causes suffering, and good is that which causes expressions that are life expanding and enhancing. And you always, in the moment, have the choice between one or the other. In your thoughts, there are thoughts that are life expanding. In your thoughts, there are thoughts that are life destroying. In your actions, there are things that are life enhancing. In your actions, there are things that are life destroying. But you cannot serve two. You may only serve one or the other. You may not serve two. And in every moment, you are free to choose, and that which is within you, giving you the life that you have, will allow you to do that whichever you choose, but not without effect. And we come back to understanding that science reveals to us that there are effects to every causes in thought, in emotion, and in action. There are specific causes and effects that you can know directly. You do not need a doctor or a scientist to tell you that thinking a certain thought feels good and thinking a certain thought feels bad, or doing a certain thing is good and doing a certain thing is bad. You are capable of discerning that, but many of you think that you cannot distinguish between that. You can be in your discomfort and believe that is your only reality, but you have chosen nothing different. But you can. God is within you right now. It is around you. It encompasses you, that body, right now. Can you not feel it around you? As the air? As equally as it surrounds this entire planet and nurtures and sustains and supports this great sphere, which is also a speck, but a great sphere, gently cradled in space. as that body that you find yourself experiencing these words through is gently cradled in space. As to your thoughts and your emotions, they too are cradled in space, something that embraces you wherever you experience yourself as being. You are supported. You think that that breath that you take into that body is not the same that comes out of it. That which you breathe in is giving you life, as equally as that beating heart gives that body life from within. That which is within is also without. That which is within is also without. And can you, dare you, will you allow yourself to be contained and supported and nurtured and feel the life all around you and within you? Can you deliciously breathe and know that you draw life in while it is already within, and you offer life out? So that which is within you is around you simultaneously. We had a question from this one that came to us. Well, what if somebody had an artificial heart? Then the life would not be coming from that heart. It would be coming from the artificial heart. Then there is no God beating their heart. And we simply said, but if you unplug that heart from the power that feeds it, that heart will cease as equally as the one that was in the body previously. If you disconnect yourself from that spark of light, no matter what medium you use to transmit it or communicate it through, whether it is the manifestation of an electronic device or the beating of your heart, the same source is responsible for its animation. And that same source is that which you are as well. But first you must establish that there is something within you that gives you life, that there is something around you that gives you life, that is independent of any government, that is independent of any science, that is independent of any person. It is within you. You have a unique, direct, and immediate relationship with it right now. It is not to be sought, but to be experienced, to become aware in this moment that it is moving through you and around you and operates according to your will. It says, ask and ye shall receive. And remember, you can only choose one or the other, that which is good or that which is evil, positive, negative, up and down. You cannot serve two. You may only serve one at a time. You can be good one moment and evil the next, but that is just confusion. We call that the learning process. But understand that in your willingness to realize that God is within you right now, if it helps you to remove that name God and call it energy, then do that. Energy is giving you life right now. For some of you have been taught to believe that the value and meaning of a word is the value and meaning of what you were taught. But we understand that the value and meaning of a word is what you experience. And we know that you can experience that there is life inside your body. We know that you can experience that there is life around your body. You do not need anyone to tell you this. But you need to understand that you are in it and it is in you. You are contained and supported by it. And you contain and support it also in your expression of it as well. This perception of recognizing what space represents for your awareness, what space represents for your awareness, the space around objects, the space between planets, the space between the cells in your body, the space between your thoughts. This space, if you go into that space and not the things that's surrounded by the space, if you go into the space, you will become intimately more aware of everything else that you do not know. In the movement of your awareness into space, you become intimately connected to what you do not know. You begin to feel and know and think what you cannot in the thinking and being that you have, but in the space of what you think, in the space around you, in the space, you will find the beginning of your freedom. If you step outside of your thoughts, you will step into space, a free space. And you may step outside of your thoughts at any moment. You may even step outside of that body if you so chose to. In fact, you are both within it and around it also, but that is another discussion. But you may step outside your thoughts, and when you step outside your thoughts to observe, you move into what you do not know. And what you do not know is vastly greater than what you know, and will liberate you and free you from what you do know. As you look upon the stars in the skies at night, you can see the vast and limitless space that embodies great galaxies and solar systems beyond comprehension of that material body's experience. But you see it with your own eyes, that there is a vastness beyond what you know on this planet, just in space. And if you can move your awareness into space, what then could you know that you do not? It is important to understand this, that you can know what you do not, but you must step outside of what you know to know that which you do not. It is simple to watch, like going to a park and looking at the leaves and the trees and the birds singing on its branches, and you observe them. And you say, there are leaves in the tree and there are birds on the branches. You may do the same thing with your thoughts. There are thoughts in my mind. They are going there and there. They are showing me this and that. I am observing them. They're just thoughts in my mind. Now you begin to move out of what you know. Then what you know is what you know out there. And then who are you that is observing that which you are aware you know? Then the journey begins. The exploration outside of what is known to you begins. For this consciousness, this God that you seek to understand, is within you right now. You cannot find it as something that is defined by the ideations of men, by the ideations of past civilizations, for it is not in the past or in your future that you will find that which is within you now. For in this moment, if you can step outside, even for a moment, to observe the ruckus of your mind, those culminating emotions, those considerations, those analyses, and you observe them, you step outside of what you know. And in that place where you do not know, you will know that God is within you now. You will not know it from your conceptions of it. You will know it from your being outside of what you know, and the experience of what you will feel when you're outside of what you will know is vastly more liberating than anything you could conceive of in your mind. And we seek to give you language and direction from the perspective of information, but even this language and this perspective does not articulate for you what is the truth. Only you can do that. But you can do that by stepping into the space of being, awareness. Yes. So just imagine that we can do that. We can all step into what we don't know. Right now, you can step into what you do not know. And that can be a scary thing from what your perspective of what we know. You know, I'm William. I have a hard time even believing that anymore. That there is a state of liberation that is with you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You are on this place between freedom and not being free. And it's simple to get to being free. Really, it is. Just feel the space around your body. Don't try to analyze it, just feel it. Don't try to analyze the spaces between your thoughts. Just feel the space between your thoughts. Do this. Feel the space around you and between your thoughts. There you will find rest from your mind. You'll find rest from this world, and you will find inspiration. For when you feel that place where there is peace, and there is no distraction, and there is quiet, and in that silence you can observe everything, the sounds, the birds, the thoughts, but you are not disturbed by them. Then you have to ask yourself in that place where you're not being disturbed, where you're just observing. And you ask that question, who am I? And what am I to do? And listen in the silence for what will come. It will come. It may come as a feeling, that a sensation of joy in your heart when you ask that question of the silence. Who am I? And what am I here to do? And when you feel that sensation of joy in response to your request, you simply have to pay attention to that joy. And what does this joy mean? And you might get a picture of a paintbrush, or seeing yourself paddling down a river. But that joy will show you and reveal to you what actions, in whatever way your mind can allow it to be received, it will be received. It can be as simple as taking a drink of water. As simple as taking a drink of water. As simple as smiling. As simple as placing your hand over your heart. As simple as going for a walk, or writing a poem, or clapping your hands, or dancing, or singing, or lending a hand to someone. For the joy that is your natural state has many different ways in which you can express it. And you must simply allow yourself to realign to it, but you cannot do it from that familiar place of what you already know. You have to go into that unfamiliar place of where you do not know. And that is the quiet observer. To be that quiet observer of thought. There's a thought in my mind. There's a memory in my mind. There's a fear in my mind. I observe it. And from that place of observation, you step out of it. You're not in it. And in that place of observation, you get a foothold into what real freedom can be. You get the first rung of the ladder out of your ego, out of your personality, out of your past, out of your fearful future, into the present that says, I am free here now to be in this. And what does that mean I can do or be? It means I can do or be joy. It means I can do or be play. It means I can do or be a writer or a singer or a dancer or a mother or a father. I can be a conductor. I can be a lover. Yes, from that place of what you do not know, you will find your freedom from what you do know. And that does not mean that what you know has no value. It merely means that what you do not know has more value and can bring more into your life than what you already know. Are you willing? And that God which is within you right now simply says, ask and ye shall receive. It is not outside of you. It is within you. It is within you. The things I'm being told right now, basically just that we are such an amazing time in our creation as a collective species. We get to watch our familiar world be familiar and our unfamiliar world reveal itself, right? The known world versus the unknown world. We can approach it from fear. We can approach it from love. We can approach it from reason. But one way or another, you cannot escape that God is within you. It's beating your heart right now. Right now. Yes, I'm asking a question. The question I just asked whoever this is, I asked them the question, well, if God is within me right now beating my heart, then what happens when my heart stops beating and this body dies? What happens then? And they laughed at me and said, you don't know, do you? And the reason I'm laughing is because if I know what I don't know, then I will not be so frightened of what I do not know. And so my beating heart in this body is something that I know. And when it ceases to function, then there will be something that I do not know. And if I'm already unafraid of what I do not know, then I will know it. At that moment, I will know I will not die, right? That I'm not dependent on this body for my life, that I am dependent on something other than this body for my life. In fact, this body has life from something else. And the unknown is the place to start. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, it was one of those, just launched right into it. Good morning, Maria. Hello, Heather. Hello, Fardiba. Hello, I am Universe. Blessings to you as well. Hello, Lysandra. Hello, Artist. Yes, I have to brush up on my Russian 2.0. Yes. Hello, Lauren. Well, yes. There are questions here that I'm going to show. I've never seen this before, and they're telling me to pay attention to these questions. So I'm going to show you a question. I'll keep it private, but I'll read the question. This is from Kevin. I am suffering very lethargic states of being joined with a new chest infection with bad phlegm and sometimes a dryness in my heart chakra. My gums are leaking pus. First thing they're saying to me, Kevin, drink lots of water. Good, clean water, not tap water. Start to drink lots of water. You should be drinking about half a liter every 45 minutes. Like literally drink half a liter. Flood your body. Your body needs to purge. They're saying reduce the artificial salts. Reduce iodized salt from your diet. Get the iodized salt out of your diet. That's what's downloading into me right now. The other thing they're saying to do is to be grateful. To go to those parts of your body where there's suffering, because you're obviously aware there's suffering in your body, right? Which is a good thing, that you're aware of it. So move your awareness to those parts of your body that are suffering. Like literally move your awareness, Kevin, to the parts of your body where there's suffering. and begin to consider giving your love and compassion. Do not indulge in their suffering. Offer them your love. Offer that body which suffers your love. Many of you will offer your pain, your anger, your frustration, your disdain. You find there's pain and suffering about it and you don't like it. But this is a part of you that is in pain. Why would you not love it? Take pause to begin in this moment to extend your love and gratitude for that body. Give it your love. Give it your love. Even that part that is the most uncomfortable right now, give it your love. Give it your love. Why would you deny love to any that suffers? Why would you deny love? So give your love to it. That body depends on you to take care of it. So make sure that what you place in this temple is good for it. Give it your love. Place your hands over those parts that ache and sore and give them your love. And do not cease giving them your love until they feel it. You will feel when they feel it, for they will change. When you give love in all sincerity to any part of your body that is suffering, it will change. Do this. Give your love to any part of your body that suffers, and it will change. Does not your hand open and close when you ask it to? Do not your legs move when you walk it? Give your love to that within your body which suffers, and you will witness the wonder of your love, which is the same love that beats your heart right now. Thank you, Kevin. Yeah. Water will take care of that swelling really quickly. Lots of water, good clean water. Either spring, distilled, remineralized, but good clean water. You want to hydrate. The body will cleanse. The body will, if it's improperly hydrated, will get sick much faster. You're very welcome, Kevin. Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you so much. Hello, Heather. Yes, I understand. Yeah, yes. Grounding will be good too. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for your support to each other too. That's really, really powerful. Hello, El Souza. There we go. Question from Mario. I had a lot of vivid dreams regarding unblocking my energy and opening my chakras, even chakras in my shoulders. Why am I getting these dreams? Also, Metatron came in a geometric shape. Why? You're asking that question, yet in the question you have the answer. You have asked for your liberation, and the different conditions, or what you call chakras or energy centers in your body, are responding to your desire to be free. For your desire to be free. And so you will bring into your field of perception and awareness that what you need in response to what you wish to fulfill. And so if I ask this one Metatron directly the question, he says liberation. He says liberation. Embrace what you receive rather than question it. If you were offered a glass of water when you are thirsty, would you question it or would you accept it to drink? Accept what you have asked for. And the energy that comes with that, the freedom that comes with that, accept it. Accept it. Accept it. Accept it. So true. Wonderful. Question from Rudy. I had an experience yesterday. Is there any guidance on this? Thank you. Yes. It's funny. These two songs keep playing in my head. One of them is, Rudy's on a train to nowhere, which is a good thing. Rudy's on a train to nowhere, what you do not know, what you're unfamiliar with. You're seeking to understand what the experience means in terms of what you think and what you know and what you remember. But the vibration, the feeling when you close your eyes and you feel what you felt in your heart from the experience. Feel what you felt in your heart, not what you think about it. Not what you think about it. What you felt in your heart, the moment. Freedom can be a scary thing for some of you. Being free can be a scary thing for some of you. And some of you will find yourselves facing relationships that are changing because you are changing, and they are changing, and things change. And that is okay. If you understand that what you feel is organizing the conditions of your experiences in matter, then you will be very mindful of what you will choose to align yourself to in terms of feeling. But that experience is a good thing, not a bad thing. Yes, Kevin, it's allow the body to rest, but drink water first. Drink lots of water before you allow the body to rest, Kevin. That's what they're telling me to tell you. Hello, Heather. Yeah, the quality of water is really important. Yeah. pH alkaline water, another great suggestion there. I love how you guys support each other. It's really amazing. There's more and more of that happening all over the world, really supporting our light and our love and our compassion. Really exciting. I think I got time for one more question. Let's see. Pull up that question one more time. There we go. Yeah, they want a question? Okay. Yeah. Yes. Listen. That is the answer to your question. Listen to the silence, the space between your thoughts, the space between your troubles, the space between all things. Pay attention to that. Question from Edgar. Thank you for using the super chat, Edgar. What do I need to know right now? What do I need to know right now? You need to know right now that moment as you hang on these words, anticipating your answer. Let your awareness feel the space that waits for the answer. Feel that space. Feel that place just in front of your anticipation, just in front of where you desire to be satisfied. Be aware of that space. And in that space, you will find that peace, that quiet, beyond what you normally experience, to allow yourself to be at peace in space. It will not simply be peace, but once you allow it enough, it will become something else. Life does not stand still. It is ever changing. And when you go into that place where there is rest, there will be eventually a place of action. But be in that place where you have anticipated your answer to be in that place. Feel that place. Wow. Thank you, Edgar. Yes, it's possible to rejuvenate anything in the body, even eyesight. I mean, I've been working with these eyes for a while, and I've been watching them improve, and it changes and shifts depending on what I do. So yeah, any part of the body can be corrected, but remember, the body you're in is only temporary. It has a life cycle. You can augment, alter, and delay certain things by treating the body with certain qualities of love and light and proper food and nutrition. But it has a cycle, as all matter does. It has a cycle. It's perpetual change. That's the only guarantee we get. Perpetual change. So this body will cease to function one day, and some things that might happen will be some of the things that might happen. but also things like eyesight and stuff. There's a guy named Markus Rothzranz. If you want to do some look into the biology, the dietary things that can help you enhance your eyesight, go check out Markus Rothzranz on YouTube. And he and his partner Cara do some really beautiful work around nutrition and eating raw food and the benefits and opportunities that you can generate for your body by engaging that practice 100%. I can put a link to Markus's website in the description box below after the video's posted on the site. There we go. Yes, very good, Maria. Very good. So you can see the minute you move outside of what you know, you will experience what you do not know. Maria was just saying she had a headache, and she stepped outside to observe her headache into the space outside the headache, and the headache stopped. Because when you move away from what you know, you move into what you do not know. And if what she knows is a headache, and she steps outside of what she knows, then what she will know is not a headache. Isn't that simple? Isn't that simple? And then correction can happen. Because when you're interfering or interacting with a condition in the body, and you're going, oh, I don't like this, you're interfering. If you step outside and observe, give the body space, it can correct very rapidly. Healers know this. I think we're good for the day, guys. This has been a blast today. I'm so grateful for the beings that came through today. I want to thank God for coming in today, too, because God was speaking here with us as well. And for being present with all of us in the here and now. Really, 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 really grateful. I want to say much love to all of you. Thank you for your support. If you want to support this channel, you can become a Patreon supporter on my Patreon page, patreon.com/William Michael Forbes. You can also go to my website and book a reading with me, williammichaelforbes.com. And I'd love to do a reading for you. That'd be a lot of fun. Always is. I want to say much love to all of you today. I will see you on Wednesday. Or is it Friday? I don't even know what day it is anymore. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, so I'll see you guys on the Friday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. Imagine that. If you're just living your life, you don't have to keep track of time. You just get to enjoy being. So much love, everybody. Have yourselves a wonderful and a joyful day, and I will see you on Friday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. Bye for now.